Welcome to Viking Spotlight. This is a podcast about people, events, and projects in the North Canton City School District. I'm your host, Jeff Wendorf. And as we kick off 2023, we're doing something a little bit different today. Instead of having a guest talk about their kids or their program or their interest in our district and community, we're going to talk about our projects, and I have Tim Walker with me to help we'll do a play-by-play and a color of our couple topics today, but primarily we're going to talk about a construction update, we're going to talk about a school calendar update, and then we're going to talk a little bit about planning and conversations for phase 2 of a construction project. So 2023, here we go. We want to share information that's timely and have some conversation around that. And as always, we ask you to send us an email at vikingspotlight@northcantonschools.org if you have questions or anything like that, and we'll share some information today with you. So here we go. Hi, Tim.
Good morning. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So we've got two 100,000 square foot buildings going up. Primarily, we're pretty much enclosed. Got a little bit of brickwork and some windows to put in. Roof's substantially done. But can you give us just a quick update on the PK2 and the 3-5 buildings?
Yes, the buildings are moving along great, and yesterday was January the 4th, and that puts us 7 months out from taking the keys for the buildings, and everything is still on track, and so we're excited about that. So we've been really fortunate with the weather to have a lot of good weather and warm weather, except for maybe the weekend over Christmas, but otherwise it's gone really well, and they've been able to get a lot of the exterior work done. The exterior work will start to slow down here a little bit over the next couple months as they're cranking away on things inside the building, and we have a lot of rough-in trades that are going on, as well as they're studding out walls and putting in drywall now and things as well. So still see a few windows going in and a little bit of brick, but by and large, most of it's going on inside the buildings now.
Right, and that was the fun part, is seeing things that have happened. You mentioned that we're 7 months from getting our keys, and we keep reminding our contractor about that. The promise is still there, so we're on track. But just 7 months ago, it was pretty much a flat piece of property on both areas, and lots of work, and externally where you can see it. And what we're going to see now, once we get windows and the rest of the brick in, is you're going to have to peek in the windows to see what's going on. But we've had the opportunity to be in the buildings, and there's a lot of drywall, a lot of wall partitions and studs going in, and insulation and electrical and plumbing and all that. So lots and lots going on inside, and that'll continue through the spring. Mm-hmm. And then once we get out of school, there'll be some significant site work as far as getting prepared for parking lots and the rest of the building to open then in August.
Absolutely.
For us.
Yeah. There'll be a lot happening. From April through August will be extremely busy, and you'll see a lot of activity outside of the buildings as well. But even beyond just the buildings, there's just so much planning that's going on in different aspects to the move and all of those things that are happening as well. And so a lot of moving parts, but it's an exciting time, and we're excited that things are staying on schedule.
Yeah, lots of conversations with our teachers and our support staff to, hey, who's going where, what team you're going to be on, where you're going to sit, and where you're going to be, as well as who's taking what, trying to get a lot of people to purge a lot of things. Whenever you move, you need to purge some things. So we're working on that. We'll have some time to do that. And just a note, too, before we close our buildings, we're going to have open houses in the older buildings, so folks can go through and see where their locker was and those kind of things, and just to reminisce a little bit in the buildings prior to demolition or turnover to the next phase of the project. So those open houses will be announced later in the spring. I would assume those would be in late April.
Most likely late April,
yeah, to talk about those. So I want to make sure we give our community an opportunity to visit those buildings before we make the step to new buildings in the next phase in North Canton history here. So, yeah. So anything else on the two instructional buildings, the primary or intermediate buildings?
No, that's really the most of the update is just that things are continuing to track, really well, and we're excited about it. Furniture has been ordered, and all of the new desks and all of those things are set to go, and so some of those final pieces, in terms of getting everything in those buildings are coming together as well on the back end. So we're really excited about it, and it's just been a great experience with Hammond Construction and Sol Harris Day. Our architects have done a great job kind of working us through this process.
Yeah, we've been real pleased with the contractors with Hammond Construction and Soul Hair Stay. That's a great thing. So we're going to have open houses. So we got a couple other projects going on at the same time as these two buildings. So we've got the stadium and a transportation center, our transportation center, which is essentially where the old one is, to the south end of the stadium there between Pershing and Wise. That building is up. It's enclosed. They're working on the inside. We're anticipating an April 1st open date. The key to that target date is asphalt. We've got concrete in, of course, but then with the asphalt plants shut down right now, we're not going to be able to get asphalt in until they open up, and we're thinking March and an April 1st open in there. We may be able to get inside the building before that, but just as far as parking and our bus lot, that's going to be 1st of April, we believe. So that project is coming along well, nearing completion actually. So we're excited about that. And then we also have the stadium. Folks, saw some great video and some great communication about the stadium and Memorial Stadium and what's going on there. Share with us where they're at on that project and what's happening.
Yes, again, we're making good progress over there. The addition in the southwest corner of the stadium, which is a locker room and restrooms and that type of thing for Memorial Stadium, and also for Hoover Stadium, which is the soccer lacrosse area there. That's all coming together quite well. That part of the project we anticipate being done about the middle of March, and so that we can use those restroom facilities and so forth for our spring sports. And that's coming along on track, and they're making good progress there. And then in terms of the grandstand, we hope to be putting in some footers this next week, possibly, and probably getting some steel sometime in February for the bleachers. So it'll probably be sometime in February before you start seeing anything come up out of the ground. And they'll work on that middle grandstand section first and get the roof on and those things, and then work on the outside wings. But we're still tracking on schedule and hoping to have the grandstand all completed around early May, so that we can host district track again and possibly graduation and things as well. So everything is moving along. Again, the weather has been very good to us so far, outside of a little rain here the last couple of days, but in terms of being warm, and allowed our contractors to really keep working. So we're excited about that.
Right. And the timing of the projects, all of them actually, has been pretty good as far as a great fall from weather, and starting a project is key to when you can finish up and get inside to do the work. But so excited about seeing the Memorial Stadium and the new restrooms and some things, and that'll be very exciting to see that a new look all around North Canton here this fall.
Absolutely
exciting. Yeah. Well, thanks for your work, and I know a lot's going on. One of the things that we do in December is to approve our calendar for the next year. And the school board approved our calendar for the 23-24 school year, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But we also made some revisions to this year's calendar, and we wanted to start communicating that to parents. For this year, we adjusted the end date for the preschool and kindergarten through 5 buildings. So that would be the Mary Evans, the preschool, the ECC, Northwood, Claremont, also Greentown and Orchard Hill buildings. Those will all end on our last day for those students will be May 12th of 23. So that's 5 days previous of the previous calendar. So we want to make sure our parents know that. We'll have an email going out today and newsletters, and we'll continue to communicate that. But the primary purpose is that the timeline to get our buildings down and get the parking lot built. Our parking lot is right under or on top of the current Claremont building and very close to the ECC and the Mary Evans building. So those are key to getting a building open. And we'll have some adjustments at both buildings, I think, as we open for parking and appropriate things. So may not have green grass and trees and those things the first day of school, and we may have to adjust in our parking. But we wanted to give an extra week to give us that timeline to get those things done, to abate a building, demo the building, pull out the old construction and so on, and then put in storm sewer, curbing, and then the parking lots and all that stuff is it's a long process and not super quick. So May 12th will be the last day for students for this year in 23 for PK5, so preschool through 5th grade, and grades 6 through 12 will still be the 25th of May which is the current calendar that was approved back in August. But that adjustment was made at the board meeting in December. So once again, May 12th will be the last day for PK5 students in North Canton. We're working with Y. Had some conversations with the Y about Y Care. They're going to try and extend their year, or I guess start their year a little bit earlier. Those plans aren't finalized yet, but we're working with the Y to try to provide some daycare and some Y care a little bit earlier than we have in the past, depending on when school's out. So as far as the calendar for next year, those, and I should note that both of these calendars are now on our website, northcantonschools.org. And if you look under district, there's a school calendar, but you can also link to it from the parents tab as well. But we're going to stagger our start for our PK5 program so that we give an extra time, another extra week for our contractors to get finished up and get our teachers in there so they can get settled in and know where everything's at before we have our students come in, because those are pretty big buildings and lots of students coming in. So as far as next year, on the first day for grades 6 and 9 will be the 25th of August. All other 7th through 8th, and 10th through 12th will come in on the 28th then on Monday. So just freshmen and 6th graders will be on the 25th of August. All other 6th through 12 students come in on the 28th in addition to those. On the first day for 5th grade will be August 30th, Wednesday, August 30th, and the first day for grades 2 and 4 will be August 31st. Grade 5 will not attend. So a little different start to the year. We're going to stagger those starts. We've got a new building. We're combining 5 buildings into 2. So we want to make sure everybody has an appropriate start and gets oriented in the building appropriately. So, and then we'll also start first grade and third grade on September 1st. And grades 2 and 4, and first day for preschool and kindergarten then would be September 6th. So we're working through things, and want you to make sure and communicate with your principals. There'll be lots and lots of communication, but essentially the first day for our elementary folks is the 30th and 31st of August, and we'll work through that as we communicate. And both these calendars are on the website currently. We'll put them in our newsletters. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. So anything else on the calendar, Tim?
Well, it's exciting. I mean, beyond just the buildings, there's also all the, as you mentioned earlier, all the collaboration between teachers and teaching teams and all of those types of things. And when you move into these big buildings, everything from bus dismissal to how do we get to lunch and all of those things are new for everyone. And so it takes a little extra time on the front end to get everyone acclimated, and we just want our students to be comfortable along with our staff and to be able to acclimate very well into the new buildings. And so that's part of the reason for some of the scheduling changes, and we're excited about it and about the opportunity to get into those buildings.
Right, taking 5 buildings, 5 staff teams, and blending everybody together into 2 is a big project, and lots of new team members, and we'll blend those, and it'll be lots of work. So that's why we're giving an extra week to both for the contractors, but also for the teachers for communication, collaboration, planning, and so on. And it'll be fun. It will be. It'll be exciting, fun, nerve-wracking, I'm sure, but it'll be great for kids, and I think they'll love the buildings. I'm very excited. It's neat to go in the buildings and be able to see the spaces. Just a few weeks ago, actually, they were just big open spaces, but now you can see the rooms, and pretty exciting to see how things are coming together.
Yep, it'll be an exciting time for our whole community, and it's just like moving into a new house. There's always some stressors with getting packed up from the old house and getting everything boxed up. But once we get in there and the students and the staff are able to enjoy these new spaces, it'll be a great educational environment for our kids.
Really believe so. Yep, some great spaces for collaboration and teaming and class collaboration and so on. So yeah, good stuff going on, and we're excited about the future at North Canton. One of the things that we're going to do is to start talking about Phase 2. We don't want to sit around and waste too much time talking about Phase 2, and that was our plan way back when we started this project several years ago. We talked about how to do that, and one was to take care of our finances first. We did that in 2018 and are looking pretty good on our 5-year forecast and solid and feel good about that. Then in May of 20, we passed phase 1, which is these 2 buildings we're getting ready to open in August here. And we had, at that time, we had actually talked about phase 2. And you saw that on the literature and so on and information that the district shared. And phase 2 would be a middle school and possibly renovations to the high school in the future. But we're looking at having some community conversation about phase 2. And we want to make sure and involve our community and our folks that we call EF Huttons that people listen to, that we want to make sure they're understanding of what we're proposing, get their input, certainly, to make a plan that's with the community and with our constituents that is a plan that works best for our kids. And so phase 2 conversation, we're going to have a community meeting on Monday, January 23rd at 6 p.m. in Hoover Hall. So that'll be kind of the kickoff of phase 2 conversations. It'll be a review of, hey, here's where we've been, where we're at currently, and need to start having some conversation around what's next as far as the middle school and the future of North Canton's facility. So looking forward to that, and we'll have lots and lots of information. We'll try to take input from everybody and make sure we hear from our stakeholders that come to that meeting. So I encourage you to do that on January 23rd at 6 p.m.
And one of the things, Jeff, too, with that was really exciting right before Christmas, the Ohio Facilities Commission had an official vote and approved nearly $34 million for our school district to move on with that phase 2. And so that's a really exciting opportunity for our community to be able to benefit from some of the state funding. And so it'll be great to be able to talk about that, share that with our community, get input as to what that should look like. But anytime you have an opportunity to get about $34 million from the state, that's a positive thing, and so we're excited about that.
Right. So when you talk about a phase 2 or a middle school, brand new middle school, you're around a $52.5 million project, and the state's paying 34. That the math is $18.5 million for us to raise is a nice number, and we knew that going into the phase 1 because we said we'll do this help, we'll pay for the front end of these 2 projects with the state, and then they give us a credit for these. So their credit plus their portion of phase 2 would be about $34 million, and we're looking at somewhere between 18 and 20 for our portion to build a state-of-the-art middle school and something that is appropriate for our middle-level kids to have an education in and learn in. So very exciting, and the state is that money is there that's set aside for us currently. It is just what we need to do is to raise our portion, and we'll start having conversations around when and how much and those kind of things on our portion for phase 2, which again would include a middle school and a high school. Mm-hmm. So, yep. And what would entail in the high school, how we might do that. And I think we've talked all along about the high school being mostly renovations, not a rebuild, of course, but it's our newest building. So we'll work through that, but excited to have a community meeting on January 23rd at 6 p.m. in Hoover Hall. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other things. We've got 5 new buses here that were delivered just a few weeks ago. We've got those ready to come online. So if you see some shiny buses, those are the new ones. We're a little bit over half on propane as far as an energy source for our buses. So getting away from diesel as much as we can and getting to propane. They're a little different sound and so on, but excited about that. So as far as our construction update and our calendar, both past, present, and future, that's kind of where we're at. So exciting times in North Canton. We're excited about the future for our kids and our teachers to be able to work and learn in facilities that are state-of-the-art and a little different than what we're currently in.
It's definitely it's a great time, and it's fun to be part of it. And at the end of the day, it's about preparing kids for tomorrow, and that's what we're about as a school district. And we feel like each of these facilities in their own way contribute to that and help our staff to be able to do that more effectively. And it's just an exciting thing for our entire community, and it's been great to be able to work with our city leaders and have their support on these projects as well, and
Right.
just to see a lot of great things happening in the city of North Canton.
Yeah, things have come together, and talking about preparing for tomorrow and having our kids prepared is working with all of our stakeholders, not only our kids and our parents and our staff, but the community, City Hall, the city government, and all of our other business programs and business leaders in the community. Things are clicking right now. We have a pretty good synergy going, and we're excited about that. So we hope to have a good turnout on the 23rd and continue to talk about our future at North Canton, and talk about when and how much and so on for phase 2. Well, thank you very much for listening, and please reach out and send either myself individually at jeff.wendorf@northcantonschools.org, email with questions, or give me a call. Or certainly if you have questions about our podcast or any other ideas or suggestions for our podcast, please let us know at Viking Spotlight at northcantonschools.org, or just reach out and give us a call. Appreciate you very much, and we're excited to be Vikings, and we're excited that you're on the team too. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you at the next podcast. Go Vikings.